All right, what's going on? Welcome back to the channel. So this is a very important video, especially if you are in the process of rebuilding your credit, if you are in the process of going from a 550 to a 700, if you are in the process in a transition of getting your credit repaired to the point, whether you're doing it yourself or you hired someone, because I want you to have this information, that you are getting your credit on point so that you can transition into having your own personal lines of credit where you have $5,000 worth of credit, $10,000 worth of credit, or if you're looking to possibly scale and have your own business credit, because we know the importance of having your own lines of credit and not just depending off of trade lines that people tend to purchase. Now, I wanted to bring this to your attention because there's two notable trade line sites that people tend to use in order to kind of what you can call piggyback off of these sites so that they can boost their credit score, and then they can obviously make the moves that they have to make on the back end, which I'll explain a little bit of that here a little later in this video. But I also wanted to bring to your attention that over in our exclusive group, I've already given them a tip. So if you are already subscribed and if you're already a member over in our exclusive group, which you can find the link to that down in the description, then you already know what this video for the most part is going to entail to. So if you haven't done so already, and if you want kind of like the first tip, or if you always want to be in the loop before a YouTube video drops or before you see it on any of my social platforms, then you're always going to get that exclusive access over in my exclusive member group. So make sure to hit that subscribe button. You can find the link to that down in the description. Okay. So what the heck is a trade line? Before I give you these trade line sites that we may or may not see go back into effect, that's been really helping out hundreds, if not thousands of people, at least that I can personally attest to. A trade line or a trade line site is, let's say if there's a website, and I'm just gonna go ahead and give you one of them right here. AG Jewelers, right? AG Jewelers recently gave this message right here that they seem to be going through some technical difficulties, right? Quote unquote. Obviously, I haven't spoken to any of the reps. I don't really know anything beyond of what we have on their message. Now, some of you guys have been reaching out, letting me know that, hey, look, if some of these websites aren't working, you may want to look into this. Now, I had already sensed that something like this would happen because so many people watch these videos and so many people are obviously hungry for more credit information because they just flat out want to do this themselves, right? They're not trying to pay someone tens of thousands of dollars to get things off of their report where you can get it with just disputing with the letters that I provide. You can find the link to that down in the description as well, and having some of these trade lines. So with AG Jewelers, since that's one of the trade line sites, the way that it works typically is you go on there, you become a member, you pay a fee. In exchange for that fee, you are then given access to, let's say, a $10,000 line of credit just by purchasing an item that they have on their website. Pretty self-explanatory, right? What ends up happening is that $10,000 trade line then ends up getting reported on your credit report, right? As good credit, so to speak. And so what ends up happening is that you now have a higher credit utilization. Credit utilization makes up for about 30% of your FICO score. And then what you end up doing in that process, or what you should end up doing in that process, because this helps you avoid and kind of counteract what just finished happening with AG Jewelers, is in the interim, in that process, you then go out once, let's say your credit score, once you've cleaned your credit or at least have 99.9% of those negative items removed, you've added this trade line, you maybe have a secured card. Let's say your credit goes from a 600 to a 720, maybe even a 750, which we see this stuff all day, right? In that process, you can then go to maybe a Navy Federal, you can go to a credit union, or any other credit union. Obviously, it's going to come down to your personal preference. You can even check out Chase Sapphire Reserve, which they can give you up to a $5,000 credit limit off the bat, which is unheard of for the majority of these credit cards, or even checking out American Express. You're now seen as a more reliable source, or a more, what we can call, less risky user to these companies, because your credit score is higher and you have a high credit utilization, even though you're not necessarily using a $10,000 line of credit. It's kind of like a loophole, right? Well, we just found out that what ended up happening is that AG Jewelers, and I'm going to give you the second one right here, and my Jewelers Club is not actually reporting to the credit bureaus anymore. Now, I know for a fact, and I posted it earlier, AG Jewelers, they already put out a description, or not a description, but a note letting people know that, hey, you're not able to become a member at this time. But with my Jewelers Club, they haven't necessarily let anyone know that you're not, or that you can still apply for this specific program. But the unfortunate part is that they're not actually reporting this on your credit, which is what 99.9% of the people sign up for. Obviously, you can buy jewelry and things like that on there, but then again, you can get that anywhere else, right? So let's just be frank here. The main reason that people go on these sites is to get their credit score up, and rightfully so, because I've done videos on this in the past recommending both of these different sites. Now, is this to say that they're going to be down forever, or is this to say that they may never come back? Who's to say, right? But I'll give you one right now. You might want to check out Tradeline Supply. Over on TradelineSupply.com, at least at the time of this recording, you are still able to get some good trade lines on there added to your credit. Again, that's Tradeline Supply. I'll leave the link to that down in the description. I am not affiliated to them by any means, but I just want to make sure that you guys are winning with your credit and making sure that you guys are boosting it, because look, at the end of the day, if your credit score isn't on point, you can't get a house. If your credit score isn't on point, you're going to get a terrible rate for whatever vehicle you want, whether you're using it for personal use or if you're using it for your business. If you don't have a good credit score and you're looking to get your business off the ground, there's no point of having that LLC if you're not going to be able to leverage your credit and take your business to the next level and possibly team up with other people that have a strong credit score so that you guys can go in on some of these deals and opportunities like real estate, if you guys wanted to become investors in the future, things like that. This all requires credit, right? I think Jay-Z said it in a song where he says something. You want to know what's more important than that? Credit. And obviously he goes on with the line. That's from the song OJ. It's one of my favorite songs. And it's real because you're not actually having to use your own money. So with those trade lines being down, or those trade line sites being down, make sure that you check out the site that I just gave you. And don't forget that you can also get these negative items if you still haven't added a trade line to your credit. It's totally fine. I've always recommended, and if you've been watching this channel for a while, to make sure that you add this a little later on in the process, because if you wanted to see the best results, you want to have the credit report completely cleaned out. So getting those collections off, getting those negative items, getting that misinformation off of your report, getting those closed accounts. You can get all of that off by using the letters that, again, I have a 12-letter bundle offered at $100. You can find the link to that down in the description as well. Those letters work extremely well so that you don't miss this opportunity, again, if these other sites start going down, so that at least if they go down, you've at least been able to build up your credit and move on with an actual unsecured credit card, like a Chase, like a Discover, like an American Express. So there you have it. If you found value in this content, make sure to hit that subscribe button down below. Join the official community. Don't forget that anytime we're not posting on here, we're posting over on the podcast, which is the Insight with Irv show. So if you like what we have going on over here, you'll love what we have going on over there. And again, I just want to thank all of our new members over in our exclusive group. I want to give you guys a shout out for taking advantage of the deals and of the resources that we have going on over there. Once again, I appreciate you guys watching. Until next time, everyone, I will see you in the next video.